Dear friends, good morning to all. Today we are going to learn the remaining part of the first topic, that is problems in watershed management. So which are those we have to see? As you know that watershed development is a complex process, and although we decided to do the same and although we do the same, then also there are various problems which create at the time of watershed management or watershed development. And so what are the problems or which are the problems of the watershed management we have to see. It is a as I have already told you, watershed is a multi-aspect concept. It includes physiography, environment, climate, economy, political issues, pollution and technology. We have to discuss one by one. First problem is physiography. As you know that physiography is very uneven everywhere. Somewhere there is a mountain, plains, plateaus, coastal areas and many more. So at the time of watershed management, physiography determines a problem in the watershed management. So how it makes the problem in the watershed development, we have to see. So watershed size, first of all, watershed size and physiography is the main problem in the development of watershed. It is found that small size watershed are easy to manage and develop. So the government, irrigation department and NGO consider to focus on small watershed management. Because small watershed means area is small, tributaries are less, streams are less, and overall length of the river or overall circumference of the watershed is less. And so there is a less variation in the physiography even. So that helps us to manage the same, and that's why the government as well as the irrigation department as well as NGO also decided to do the small development of small watershed. The very typical example of the same is Ralegan Siddhi and Hiwre Bazar. As you know that a famous sociologist or the famous social reformer, that is Anna Hazare, and the Gram Panchayat Sarpanch is there, that is Popatrao Pawar, who worked lot of in the field of watershed management, and they developed a small watershed in their particular village in Ralegan Siddhi and Hiwre Bazar. So why it makes them possible? Only due to the small size of the watershed, and that's why it is focused by the government to do the development of small size watershed. Most of the watershed which are at high level are furious, and possibility is more to get damage, because as you know that when the height is increased, obviously there is a slope is also increased, and at that time to infiltrate the water, to penetrate the water and in the ground, that makes the difficult, and that's why underground water level or recharge cannot be done by done in that particular watershed, and that's why it makes the problem. Means not only size but the height of that particular watershed also determine the problem in the particular watershed, and that's why most of the watershed are developed at the middle height, not at the top, not at the bottom, while as it is most of the time it found at the middle of the area or middle of the mountain, middle of the physiography. So this is all about the physiography. So next problem is environment. Environment is the determinant factor in the problems of watershed management. There is a direct interruption in the environment by watershed management. Once natural flow is interrupted, huge loss is incurred. This is the very important thing. As you know that their water always flow from high area to lower area, and this process, natural process, when get interrupted, there is a huge loss by many ways. So there may be possibility of soil erosion, blockage of passage, salinity change, destruction of ecosystem occurs. This is mainly found when construction of dams, diversion of channels, development, construction, industry and household. Means whenever there is a destruction of environment, it makes lot of problems. It makes huge problems, and that's why environment is directly determine the problems in watershed management. There are many issues in India where watershed management become crucial issues and make the problems. And very typical example of the same is Narmada Reservoir. So, as you know that social reformer, that is Medha Patkar, worked a lot in this field to protect the Narmada Reservoir and to protect the displacement, to protect the rehabilitation of the people in that particular area. So what it indicates? It indicates that whenever we do the development of watershed, at that time environment should not be disturbed, and that keeping this issue in mind, we have to do the development. But most of the time it does not found, and that's why there is the problem in the watershed management. There is a displacement, rehabilitation. First and foremost important thing is that deforestation occurs, and that's why there is a problem. And extinct of species are main issues. Heavy rainfall and landslide is the problem, which increases the maintenance cost of watershed. If there is frequently occurrence of the heavy rainfall, at that time there is a destruction of watershed. At the same time there is a erosion of soil. At the same time if there is a problem of landslide, then it makes the problem, and which increases the maintenance cost of the watershed. So these are the problems which are related to the environment and which is very harmful in the watershed management. Next problem is climate. Water is the basic requirement for the development of watershed. So because our main objective to do the development or to do the management of watershed is to conserve the water, to get the water and to use it for the public welfare. But if there is no availability of water, then it does not possible, or it is not possible to do the development of watershed management. So deserts, as you know that deserts are very scarce water. Polar areas are even very less water, although there is a huge snow cover, but water is less. Equatorial and tundra region are not favorable for the watershed management. These are having climatic barriers. Means what? Although in the equatorial region there is a daily rainfall after 4 o'clock, and even in tundra region there is a ice caps and icebergs, but it is not useful for the development of watershed. Because in equatorial area, what happens whenever there is the development of watershed, it get damaged due to the heavy rainfall, and that's why this area is also means equatorial climate is not favorable for the development of watershed. Okay, this is all about the climate. Economy. While fishing is beneficial for trade, food and economic growth, it is potential challenge for watershed management. It is so when poor methods of fishing are used. As you know that there are various techniques used to do the fishing, and if we are doing or we are using traditional methods, that makes the problem in the economy. Means what happens, suppose we are using oldest method, that is net method, to catch the fishes. At that time small size fishes are also catched in that net, which is not useful, and due to that the futuristic production of the fishes get decreased, because these useless or small fishes are also catched in that net, which is the traditional method, and that is harmful for our economy. Overfishing and other methods that can result in alteration and damage of fish habitats. Overfishing occurs somewhere, means up to what extent we can do the fishing, that is determined by the environmentalists and the oceanographers, as well as by the researchers who do the study in the field of fisheries. So up to that extent, people do not do the fishing. There is always overfishing, and that makes the problem in the economy. Also, this affect the population of some species and worst extinction of some species. Some species get some species get extincted. Only names are there, and that's why it makes the problem. So this makes the problem even in the economy. Communities that depend on fishing are also affected by this activity as well as economic growth of the country. Some villages have not economic potential to develop watershed. Suppose XYZ village is there or area is there, and they decided to do the development of watershed. But if their economic potential is not there, they can't do anything because it requires money, it requires fund, it requires lot of things, and that's why it is not possible to do the development of that particular watershed. That is the problem in the watershed management. So some NGOs come ahead, or NGOs take initiatives and do the lot of things in the field of watershed management. NGO like Pani Foundation, which is the very famous foundation, which is formulated by the actor Amir Khan, and his work is really appreciable in this field. And NAM Foundation is also there, which is contributed the economic support. NAM Foundation is contributed. NAM Foundation is established by the Marathi actor Nana Patekar, and that's why this foundation support economically to do the development of watershed management. So these are the things which are related to the economic problem of watershed management. Next one is political issues. Sometimes one watershed contribute in the two political areas because watershed do not recognize political boundaries, and it is the fact that any watershed can enter in any political boundary, and political boundaries sometimes there may be crisis on many issues. It may be of crisis of boundaries and crisis of distribution of water disputes are there. If one area is ready for the development, other will not. It makes the disputes and development get stuck because there is a political issues, and some countries or some region do not like to contribute their role in the development of watershed. At that time, it makes the problem. Many ideal examples are there in India. Example, Godavari basin, Narmada, Krishna and Brahmaputra basins are there, where there is a political issues and which makes the problem in the watershed management. So why these problems get raised over there? Because if there is a two states and one basin is there, suppose Godavari river flows from from Maharashtra to Andhra, and another states are there which contributes the whole Godavari basin or Godavari watershed. But if there is a disputes, if there is a problems in the politics of two states, then there is no possibility of development of watershed management. So this is all about the political issues. Now next one is pollution. Industrial activities are continuously adding contamination in water reservoir, ponds, lakes and rivers. As human being is doing development, there is a development of industries, and industrial activities continuously adding many poisonous things, poisonous chemicals, poisonous material in the water, and which makes the problem in the development of watershed. Toxic chemicals, metal deposits and petroleum products are found in many reservoirs, and most of the species, particularly aquifers, get extincted due to the over pollution of the reservoir or over pollution of the watershed. The main reason of pollution is the cutting of trees. The natural flow gets disturbed and flow get mixed with eroded soil and other material even. So whenever there is a development of industries, automatically there is a cutting of trees, cutting of forest, and which helps to do the soil erosion, and this eroded soil get mixed into the water, and this water become polluted or it may get disturbed. So this is the thing by which pollution is the problem in the watershed management. It is said that if river flows naturally, water gets purified naturally because sand act as a filter in the bed. This process of water purification get disturbed and pollution occurs. As you know that sand is a important thing, important part of the river, and without sand there is a incomplete cycle of the river, and that's why sand is very important. But nowadays sand is used for many purposes, for particularly for the construction of buildings, and that's why there is a continuous use of sand, and continuously contractors and many people are doing excavation of the sand, and that's why it makes the problem. And due to the lack of sand, the filtration does not occur over there, and whatever the water enters into the bed, that reaches to the another part. So this is the problem related to the pollution, and that's why there are various things which makes the problem in the watershed management. And the last problem is technology and training. Technology is not distributed evenly. Means some countries are very advanced while some are so lagging, like as African countries and many more. The construction of dams, check dams, farm ponds, barrages, canals are built up by a variety of techniques. Cutting of CCT, hill slope, terraces, dips and beds require various techniques and training. In advanced countries, these things are readily available, while as there is a lack of these things in developing countries. So this is completely depend on the technology, but technology differs from region to region and nation to nation, because advanced country have advanced technique to do the watershed management, but in the developing countries it is not possible to adopt that technology as it is, which have advanced countries, and that's why there is a problem. Somewhere there are trainings also given to the workers, given to the experts, and given to the social reformers to do the watershed management, but that training camps are also not available throughout the part of the world, or somewhere there is a problem, and that's why it makes the problem, and thus there is a lot of problems which we found over there in the watershed management. Okay, today we stop here. Thank you.